Oh, hey guys. I'm glad you stopped by because I actually wanted to talk to you about something. So, there are 5 things that I wish that every pet owner knew. And the first thing that comes to mind is that we aren't judging you. I don't ever want you to come into my shop and think that I'm judging you. Uh, I mean, these dogs, especially poodles, doodles, you know, all the oodles, they mat so easily. Pyrenees mat so easily. You know, it just happens naturally. Your dog gets wet, your dog gets dirty, and it just tangles like that. Sometimes life gets busy, and maybe you come home tired. Maybe the whole week is exhausting and you don't even get to brush your dog. That just happens. We're human. I know you are human, and never feel bad going into a grooming salon because your dog is matted. There's a difference between being matted and being severely neglected, and I think most people can understand the difference there. The first was that I'm not judging you. I think most groomers don't judge you. The second was that matting happens. But the third is that some dogs are nervous every visit. So I don't want you to feel bad for your pet if it's acting overly dramatic. Most dogs are nervous when they come in for grooming. Most dogs are nervous. They'll get anxious, they'll pant, the separation anxiety will just kick in right off the bat. They know that you're gonna leave them. They don't want you to leave them. You are their person, and don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's like dropping your kid off at daycare. So don't feel bad. All dogs have a hard time. I say all dogs. There's probably 10% of dogs that are just very independent and are okay with turning around and just walking away from their person and letting them leave. But that's the rare occasion. Most dogs get anxious. Most dogs have some separation anxiety, and most dogs will try and leave with their people. You're a pack. Basically, you're a pack. Let's see. The other thing that I wish that owners knew, and most do, but a lot of people don't understand, that grooming is hard. Grooming is tough. I mean, there's a lot of expectations that we try to meet, and for the most part, I try to be successful at meeting expectations always. But sometimes it's just not possible. I wish that some owners would understand that it is hard, and there are a lot of uncontrollable factors. That's just reality. Sometimes dogs are just too dangerous, just whipping their face around whenever you're trying to do some fine detailing. They're just not having it. They'll paw and scratch your hand. Sometimes they'll bite at you. Sometimes they'll jump around, and so you're having to contain them in the area, keep them from hurting themselves. Sometimes you're trying to keep them from hurting you, scratches, biting, nipping, and you're trying to keep them from hurting themselves in another way. Like you're trying to trim areas, and they're not really thinking whenever they're thrashing their heads around trying to avoid you. And so sometimes you can have the best intention with what you want the end result to be, and it's just not possible because of the behaviors. And some owners just don't understand that. And when you suggest you might talk to a vet for a calming medication, some people get defensive, because dogs can be well behaved, but have a behavior whenever a boundary is violated. And sometimes it's the face, sometimes it's the nails, sometimes it's the hygiene, sometimes it's the tail, sometimes it's the ears. It really just depends. Sometimes it's the dryer or the bath. It could be any variety or combination of things, but some dogs can just have some things that they're just not willing to settle down and let you do. And I wish the owners just understood that there are some things that are out of our control. And if you have a grooming appointment and the groomer says something about a behavior and suggests a calming medication, I would probably take it as they're just being genuine and honest. And that's whenever I communicate it, I'm communicating it because the entire process, I am evaluating risk. It's risk management. And if I'm suggesting a medication, it's nothing personal. It's just, hey, this is the best that we're gonna do right now until we get your pet on a calming medication so that it can safely go through the finer detailing of the haircut process. And once we find a good medication just for the grooming appointments, then your pet can have a higher quality of a haircut, and it can have it safely. And not only that, but your pet can ultimately experience the grooming appointment in a calm state and maybe rehabilitate its mind a little bit so that it can know that it's safe and that it's not going to be hurt and that it's okay to be still through this process, nails, whatever it is that is triggering it. It can experience it in a calm state and rehabilitate itself. And then the future appointments, they can look calmer, unmedicated. So that's one thing I wish that owners understood, is that grooming is hard work and there are some factors that are out of our control. Number 5, we genuinely do care about your pets. I know that you don't get to see the ins and outs of everything, and sometimes dogs are just anxious. Sometimes they have super high anxiety, especially if they never leave the house and they only go to the vets or the groomers. Then anytime that they leave the house, their mind's already racing like, oh no, bad, 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 bad. Only negative experiences. And so just naturally, your dog is going to immediately have those nervous system responses if they only go to the vet or the groomer's salon. And so there's that type of pet. But then in just pets in general, they're going to go to the same place consistently, hopefully. And if they have triggers, like separating from their owner, could have the separation anxiety. They could have water anxiety. They could be afraid of the overstimulation of the loud noises, like in the drying station. They could have a kennel anxiety. There's a bunch of different factors that can trigger your dog's nervous system to have an anxious response. And I just don't know if all owners fully grasp that we love your pets, we care about your pets, we're very gentle with them, we're very loving with them, and I try to love on them and baby talk my clients' pets, and any chance that I get, I'm loving on them. But the reality of it is that they have to go through a lot while they're here. So sometimes, even though they know me and they know that I'm a good person, they're still going to have those responses because there is just a lot that goes into it. I'm violating their boundaries with their feet and their paws, usually a big deal. Their ears, their face, their hygiene. I'm wetting their entire body, scrubbing every inch of their body. The dryer, it's very loud, it's powerful, okay? And you can control where it goes, okay, but it's still pretty overstimulating. But no matter what I wish that owners knew is that we love your pets and we care about them. And if there's ever anything that I can do to try and make your pet more comfortable, I'm going to do that. Does that mean that it's going to rid them of the anxiety of the entire process? Usually no. Usually not. Most people, I chuckle when I hear spa day, so-and-so gets a spa day. I love the enthusiasm, but the reality is pets don't like going to the salon because all of their boundaries are violated because they have to go through the thorough process that is grooming. So those are the 5 things that I wish owners knew. Number 1 is that we aren't judging you. Number 2, matting happens. Number 3, dogs are naturally nervous every visit. Number 4, grooming is hard work, and there are a lot of things that are out of our control as far as getting a final quality appearance. We work with the behavior and the co-condition and a million other things, a million other factors, I should say. And number 5 was that we genuinely care about your pets. So those are the 5 things that I wish every owner knew. Guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much again for watching Rocket Pets. Till next time, take care.